Hi and smiles, everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to make some postcards. Um, I had some postcard kind of stamps here, and so I pulled them out. And what I'm using is some old uh, greeting cards or like a calendar. This one I think is a calendar from a calendar. And this is from, I believe it was a thank you card. And again, I think this was either a calendar or a greeting card. But I thought these would make great postcards. And then these were just some old scrapbooking papers I had that were 6x4, and I thought the fronts of these would make some interesting postcards. So we're going to make our own postcards today is what we're going to do. So I'm going to stamp a couple of these with I have two different postcard stamps, so I thought I'd give it a try with both of them. And then I have some stamps here that I'm going to use. So let's start. Maybe we'll start with this one here is what we'll do. So let's see, they're the stamp. I think I cut them 4x6 like a standard postcard. So let's just get this on there to start with. We'll do some stamping. So we'll use this one here. It's kind of a nice one. So I'm just going to judge about there. Now this one has an older look to it already, but I'm going to distress it a bit with tea dyed distressing to give it a more aged kind of look to it, even more so. Okay, and I want to stamp these on before I do the tea dyeing, because then let's try, this is a smaller one, and it had a thank you, I think right up here was printed on it, and I just used a sticker to cover that. So this one is a bit smaller and this is a bit smaller, so let's see about doing that with this one. And I think I'll stamp it off because this one was a little bit darker, but I will put some tea dye over it and it won't look quite so dark. I don't want it to be super dark because I'm looking for a bit of an aged look to this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, we'll work with these two to start with, and I think I don't really need stamps anymore for this part. So then I'm just going to take a black pen and draw a line down these that looks like postcards do, right? And then I'm thinking, should I do that now or wait till actually what I'm going to do first is we'll use the tea dye to distress this first, is what I think I'll do. And I just need my handy dandy glue book so I don't get the tea dye, the ink all over my mat here, my glass mat. So then I'm just going to add some of this to the back and take the stark whiteness away so it has more of a vintage look to it. Yeah, this tea dyeing is working. This tea dye ink is working well for this. I think vintage photo might be a little too dark. I don't want it quite as dark as vintage photo would make it. I just want a more natural looking aging to it. So yeah, if you have beautiful greeting cards, or you know, those smaller calendars. I think they would work really great for this. There we go. So yeah, see how that gives it a more of a vintage look to it? So we'll do this one up too while we're at it. So this is a quick little project, really, but it works very, very well. They turn out, I think, I'm hoping they turn out to look very much like a postcard would look. Like if you have, oh, look at that. That ink wasn't dry. Well, we'll just be gentle around there. So stamping it off would have been better to start with, but I'm going to put a stamp over top of that, so we'll be all right. This will just have a more old look to it with all those smudges there, is what I think. I'll just have to wait for the next one to dry a little more, but I'm going to stamp it off so then the ink won't be so dark. But I'm still going to use this. I'm not going to throw it away or anything like that. I just don't want to get near there till that. I don't know how wet that still is. So we'll put this one, after I get this done, to the side for a minute and let that ink really dry up. And I'll just do another one here. So we'll do this one with these pretty flowers. Now, if you have a calendar with a scene, like an ocean scene or whatever, that would work really great for this too. Okay, let's do this one again. This stamp. This time I will stamp it off first, and then we'll stamp. That should work better. It won't smear on me. Hopefully. There, that's better. But again, like I said, with this one, it's still fine. I'm still going to use it. It'll just look like a rougher looking vintage postcard. It's been through more type thing. Okay, so now we'll darken this, we'll tea dye this with our ink. I don't use this tea dye distress ink often, so this is a good project to use this on, because you know, if I'm working with papers at all, I use papers that I have tea dyed already, right? Okay, just get this finished. I'm just leaving this upper part until I get the rest done, so it has time to dry. So I did smear it a little bit, so I guess I'm using VersaFine, and I think it would be better to use an archival ink, I'm learning. Didn't do it with this one so much, but it's doing it on this one. So I would use an archival ink, or if you're using a pigment ink like that is, I would let them dry a little bit before continuing on. Would be my suggestion for that. We always learn something, don't we, when we're crafting? Drop something there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little line here like you would have on a postcard. So they have a line that goes down kind of like that. So I'm using a black pen for that. And then we'll do that on this one too. And it's not right in the middle. It's off to the side a bit. Oh, line this up. Just so I can get a straight line, I'm going to use my mat here. Probably like that. About there. Okay, so looking more like a postcard as we go along. So next, what I want to do is, I believe, like addresses on this side and then your little note. And I'm going to just make those up. So let's go with Mr. Adam Jones. And I'm writing quite messy because I find that I don't know why. I'm just doing that. It seems very quickly written when I see old postcards. And then we'll go, I don't know, 1846. Apple Lane, maybe. And Jones Street, maybe. We'll go with Jones Street for this one. Apple Lane, Jones Street. Let's go with, let's see. We'll go with Kansas, USA, and then 16030. Okay, hi. So we'll put a little message on this side. Things are wonderful. Here and we are missing you. Take care. I'll just put at the end here. There. And then we need to, I want to put a little stamp on here. So let's see, how about that one? Yeah, we'll put that little stamp on. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. It has cooled down a bit here, which is a nice respite. It's been pretty hot. The wind is blowing today, so it's cooled the house right off. And I have all the windows open. I love when the breeze comes through the house. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I have this little, I'm just going to stamp these little, where did I, well, I might as well use this. All the little things that are on a stamp, right? So we'll just stamp that right about there. And maybe there. There, yeah. And then I want to use this little round one off to this side. I'm just going to stamp it off. And then we'll stamp that right about there. Yeah. So there we go. I think that looks really good. And that little message on there. So we'll do this one too. Now you could always not put a message on, of course, and just do the postcard as a blank postcard. But I kind of wanted to try to have a message on there. See what that was like. Maybe we could, nah. Now I'm just going to pick a stamp here. Now this is a washi stamp, unlike that other one was cardstock. I think I like that there. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit light, but that's okay. We will put our little markings on this. Okay, so we'll go right about there. Looks good, and then we'll do this one. And we'll go about there, match, because this has a bit of one on it already, so I'm going to just stamp over top of that one. Oh, let's stamp it off a little bit. There. Yeah, that looks good. Now I should, the next one I do, I won't put the line quite so far up is what I'm thinking. So we'll go Carol. We'll just use that, and then we'll just wrap a dish. Let's go with why can't I think of addresses when I want to think of addresses, right? That's so silly. Maple. We'll go with Maple Avenue. Orangeville. Orangeville, UK. We'll go this time. And 6071. There we go. And then we'll go hello. Hope this finds you well. We are discovering so much. See you soon. There. So there you go, guys. You get the idea. I'm going to continue doing these because I'm quite enjoying how they're turning out. And they'll go great into all kinds of journals, don't you think? I think for sure they will. I'm going to just put my line on this one. And I discovered the rest of them I certainly will not be doing with my VersaFine. I'm going to use archival ink. I think it will work much better than the VersaFine because it's a wetter ink, right? So I hope you enjoyed that and it inspired you and gave you some ideas of how to make your own postcards, because unfortunately we don't always have access to vintage postcards or postcards that we want to use from the modern day at all. Like, we want something that isn't quite modern day, I should say. So I hope that you give it a try. If you have those postcard stamps, this will work very well on those. I think I'm going to put that one there. So anyways, I want you all to have a lovely, lovely day and a crafty kind of day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. Oh yeah, I like how that turned out. That turned out so nice. Also, if you wanted to, you could put tea dye ink or even tea dye your papers beforehand if you don't want them to be so bright on that side. You can do that too. But anyways, have a crafty, crafty day, everyone, and we'll see you very soon. Bye for now.